Rockwood Saloon Authentic Apparel takes rock and roll fashion to a new level with their tees and tanks for men and women. They also make custom shirts, jackets, vests, pants, hoodies, beanies, and more. The Rockwood Graphics Department can design anything from your logo, t-shirt design, promo posters, band swag, and printed at great prices. From tour shirts and custom stage gear to killer threads for the street to the stage, Rockwood Saloon has it all. Rockwood Saloon, authentic rock and roll apparel for stage and street. World tour tested for quality, comfort, style, and durability. Check them out at www.rockwoodsaloon.com. That's rockwoodsaloon.com. RockstarLeatherworks.com is your home for badass rock and roll gear. Featuring 100% handmade leather bands, watches, cuffs, bracelets, and more, Rockstar Leatherworks has something for everybody. Whether you are going to the show or you are in it, you can find something to fit your needs. Choose from a variety of designs or create your own masterpiece. Their bands and watches are second to none. They also ship internationally. Who needs a stage to be a rock star? Check out RockstarLeatherworks.com.
Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an outerwood bum with a lot of light.
Yes, Courtney, it is party time. Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. And hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and as always, good to be seen. My name is Izzy Presley, and welcome to another fucking podcast. Another great show for you this week. In studio, I have the one and only America's, America's meanest, angriest. Thank you very much. Vinnie Tortorich is in studio. Vinny's next week. Can't spill the beans on that because it's not sold yet, but we're filming it, and it's going to be glorious. I know you guys are going to love it. And you can also support the show monetarily. Izzy.presley@gmail is your PayPal. Feel free to send me money. I am always happy to take that because, I like money. And also the Twitter machine, Izzy_Presley. Make sure you follow me there. I am on my quest for 1 million followers, currently at about 1,900.
You're getting there.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close.
A couple more,
and then we can celebrate. I don't know how, but, we're going to do that. And on Instagram and all that kind of good stuff. So, Vinny, welcome to another fucking podcast.
I am so fucking happy to be here. This is great. Thank you.
Oh, dude, it's an honor to have you. Of course, I know you from the Adam Carolla show.
Yes.
But, we'll get into all that in a little bit. Now, you're a Louisiana boy.
Yeah, you were mentioning, I heard Bobby Brown early
on.
Yes. Bobby, we don't know each other. I've never met her, but
you should. She's great.
She's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of these hot, chicks from videos from the 80s and 90s, I feel like I should sniff the seat I'm sitting in. I'm imagining a young Lillian Muller sitting here, or maybe a Tawny Katane.
Tawny was, I almost had her. I was
really
close. Almost. It was supposed to be Bobby and Tawny for the Valentine's Day show.
And what happened?
It just didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
What
about Lillian Muller? Have you had her? Do you know who she is?
I do not.
Oh, come on! You're a rock and roll guy.
I should know.
How do
her.
I know? You see, wait.
If you
I'm
say
not supposed to have more information.
If you say the name of the song, I can say yes.
Hot for Teacher.
Oh,
the Teacher.
Oh my
Lillian
God.
Muller. Come on.
God.
You call yourself a hairband guy? I'm out of here. I'm leaving.
All right, cool. I guess it's just me.
I gotta go.
Great show. Thank you,
What
guys.
the
Can't we go
F?
fuck yourself? I did not know her name. I apologize.
I'm going to always pull out the obscure reference.
Oh, of course you are. Of course. That's why we get along. So you're a Louisiana kid.
Yeah.
An Italian Louisiana kid.
Which is odd because there's not a lot of Italians in Louisiana.
Right?
Yeah, I'm 100% Italian. I grew up on a bayou. And I'm a Cajun. People go, Cajun and Italian? Yeah, Cajun is not literally a nationality. It's what you are when you grow up and you live in the swamps of Louisiana. I mean, they wrote songs about us. And as a matter of fact, that song, Born on the Bayou,
Uh-huh.
they had never seen a bayou when they wrote that song.
Of course not.
You know, they were up in somewhere in the middle of California, and
Yeah.
they wrote, I was just a little boy, standing to my papa's knees. You listen to that shit, and you're going, come on. You never saw a fucking alligator, right? You know, what are those guys thinking?
Yeah, it's just, it's that musician thing. You know, it's like, I want to write a song like this, and it fucking comes out.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to sound like I'm bluesy, and I'm going to buy you. Good luck with that, guys.
Right. And you're also an Italian guy who does not eat pasta.
No, I don't.
I know. We're going to get into that. Because obviously I do.
Yeah, we can get rid of that. That's no problem.
Yeah,
you're not too bad there. You got a little, just a little.
It's like the Hank Hill body. I'm all gut, no butt.
Are you that? Yeah, I'm looking at that. You got the little hourglass thing going.
Yeah.
Ladies, you would be into this. Yeah. Yep.
Full-blooded Italian. I mean, I'm sure you grew up eating fine Italian food.
Fine Italian food. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You know, I had peasant Italian parents.
Okay.
And grandparents and great-grandparents. I knew the people who came here.
Right.
They were still alive, and we ate really well. We owned some farmland down there. We weren't plantation owners, just poor Italian farmers.
Right.
So they would keep the first 5 or 6 acres in the front and just plant vegetables. So we had only fresh veg. I didn't know what it was like to go to the store and buy a vegetable. You would go pick a bushel of whatever out of the garden, and there was always something going year-round. And so we had that. Of course, it's Louisiana, so fish is so abundant and so cheap.
Right.
So there's fish around the clock. There's vegetables around the clock. Again, it's a place where grass grows because it rains so much. It's so fertile.
Yeah.
And you have all that river silt, from billions of years of that. So, cattle down there just grow fatter and bigger. Now grass-fed cattle is a thing. That was nothing to get a grass-fed cattle.
That's what it was.
Heifer whenever you needed one.
Yeah.
And you just did that, And so it didn't take a lot for us to eat, healthy.
Right.
And the thing people don't understand about Italians is they think, Italians are all, hey, pasta, whoa, here's some more pasta, where's the cannoli? And it's not that at all. Italians, and, the name, we've all gone into a restaurant and someone has ordered the pasta puttanesca.
Mm-hmm.
That means horse pasta in Italian.
I did not know
Putta
that.
means whore. The horse pasta. A pasta is what you gave to the poor people, to the horse, to this and that. You use it as a filler.
Okay.
So people think Italians sit around like it's, hey, when you hear your family, that commercial you hear. No, the restaurants around 1985 figured out, hey, let's just make the whole plate a plate of starch. Before that, you're too young to remember this, but before that, it wasn't that. It was a plate where you got meat. If you walked into a restaurant and they gave you a plate of pasta, you would never go back. It's like, how was that restaurant? Oh, it was great. They gave me a big fucking plate of starch. It used to be you got meat, you got vegetables, they had something else there, and then you had a little side of pasta, a little something if you were still hungry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way Italian. If you go to Italy today, that's the way they eat. They don't sit there with a big thing of pasta. It's bullshit.
See, I did not know that.
Most people don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're ingrained. I mean, now it's like you go to a fucking Italian restaurant or, what's the chain?
Which one? Pasta House. You see, I've never been to them, so I can't remember.
Right. Not Bucca.
Bucca de Beppo.
Yeah,
that's another one. They just give you a big thing of.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a chain, though, is it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, they're all
Bucca
over.
de Beppo.
Yeah.
I thought that was just like a California
God,
Valley
no.
thing.
They are all over the place. I was working with a guy on this Elvis movie. That never happened. But he was living in Cleveland, working at a Bucca, and we were both planning on coming out here. And we had this brilliant idea because he was driving a VW wagon diesel.
Right.
And which will run on grease.
Oil.
Yeah. So the brilliant idea we had was, because he was working at a Bucca, stop at every Bucca along the way, do like this tour of him moving out here and filling up at every Bucca and playing bags at every one.
And you
of course,
guys
it never happened.
Yeah, you didn't see any inherent problems in that?
Not at all.
You get in the Midwest, you think you're going to find a Bucca?
Oh, they're all over the place.
Are you serious?
They are. Dude,
Really?
Bucca is huge.
See, I don't know because I don't. And I think you were thinking of Olive Garden.
Yes, Olive Garden.
Yeah, that's the
but Bucca is huge. Bucca literally is huge. They are all over the place.
I asked someone once. I said, "You ever been to an Olive Garden?" He goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "What do you get?" He goes, "Oh, it's like an endless pasta."
Right.
So they just give you a plate of stars. He goes, "Yeah, you can fill up all you." It's like, who can make it to a second plate?
Right. Well, it's the breadsticks, and they keep filling you with the breadsticks, which are glorious. This no grain, no sugar gimmick is going to kill me. I swear to God.
It's not a gimmick. It's
I know.
You're calling me a gimmick?
No.
If it was a gimmick, I'd be charging people for it.
It's the wrestling fan in me. It just comes out. But, oh, shit, we got somebody chiming in the chat room.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
You mean someone's listening to
Lori.
this shit?
Yeah, somebody's actually listening.
All right.
Lori from Australia. Hello, Izzy. Hello, Vinny. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. But yeah, they'll do this thing where you buy one and they'll give you one to take home.
Whoa.
You'll get one meal, then they'll give you another meal to take home, and it's like $12.
And that shows you just how cheap it is.
Right, exactly.
To make. Here, we have so much that is cheaper for us just to get. I tell this story all the time. When I was a kid in college, 1981, so that was a million years ago. Taco Bell had a 2 for $99. 2 for $99.
Yeah.
Now lately, I've seen 2 for $69.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, my car cost about $4,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now my car costs a lot, almost
Right.
$100,000. So my question is, how my tennis shoes in college were $15. Now they're $100. How has everything in life gone up, except Taco Bell can move in reverse? You ever think about that?
Well, I think especially with fast food places, the thing that I've noticed is the bigger that they get, the quality goes down.
Yeah, but come on. At some point, look, the old saying, I can lose a little money on every sale as long as I can make it up in volume. At some point, you're closed, right?
True.
And they're not closed.
No, they're
They're
not.
the biggest fast food restaurant out there, right? So how do they do it?
It's filled.
You ever think about it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not all beef.
No, it's not beef at all if you get
Right.
around to it. The way they do it is the government is in the grain business, and they are selling grain, basically. So government subsidizes grain so much that you can literally charge zero and still make money because that's how cheap grain is.
Wow.
So, yeah, 1981, you paid more for a taco at Taco Bell than today, and they're doing quite well. How? Why does GM charge me so much for my car when they didn't have to do that in 1981? Right?
Yeah.
It's simple. It's simple math. Someone's subsidizing it. The government is. Government's making us fat.
Well, of course they are. And they have been for years.
Oh, it started back during the first Great Depression.
Really?
Yeah, we started subsidizing wheat.
Oh, okay.
You remember when we had the last depression in 2008?
Yeah.
GM was too big to fail.
Mm-hmm.
The banks were too big to fail. What do you think they were saying back when we had the first Great Depression? Farming is too big to fail. The government subsidized it. And then they figured out, wait, this is a good business to be in. And they stayed in. The lobbyists, everyone. I mean, how do you think these guys get rich in office? You think they make it on the $100,000 they give them to be a senator?
Right.
They leave office rich. How do you think that happens? It's all lobbies, special interests.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to bring your show down.
Oh, no,
we
no,
could go
dude.
back and talk about sniffing the seat and Lillian Muller.
Well, there have been porn stars in that seat as well.
Wait, hang on.
Aiden Ashley.
Don't know her.
She's
look her up. Hang on.
Look her up. She's very attractive. Morgan Bailey.
Wait, you're going too fast.
Okay.
All right, so there's Aiden. How do you spell that?
Aiden.
Second name?
Ashley.
She doesn't come up right away. So I got to get the whole name in there. Let's see. Hang on, folks.
Scotty, good to see you. We got Canada checking in now. So he's probably drunk.
Is this her? Is this brunette?
Yeah, that's her.
Wow, she was here?
Yeah, she was here, sitting in that very chair, actually.
All right, here's my question. She's really a hot chick. When
Yeah.
I was a kid, Jesus Christ, look at this girl. Look at that ass.
I know.
Son of a bitch. Look at
I
that.
know.
You looking at that?
I am looking at that,
Look at
yes.
that. When I was a kid, you couldn't be that hot and be a porn star, right? Like porn stars were like 85% hot. They were like hot everywhere and maybe a busted face.
Well, I guess you're a generation before me. You got me about 10 years, so
I'm 54. How old are you?
44.
Yeah, this chick is legitimately hot. I mean, look at this. Are you looking at what I'm looking at?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, this could be. She was here. She sat in this chair.
That chair.
No wonder I had a half an erection. I mean, this girl could be. She doesn't have to be in porn. Did she say why she was in porn?
Oh yeah, it just kind of happened.
No, porn doesn't just kind of happen.
That's just where life led her. I mean,
what? I was having lunch,
and
next
yeah,
thing you
and
know,
all of a
I
sudden
had
I
a
was in
cock in
porn.
my mouth.
Yeah, it happens. She does mostly girl on girl too.
I had a vagina in my mouth.
Had a vagina in my mouth. Oh, so she's been on the show. Julia Ann has been in the studio.
Do I have to go look her up? Oh, here she is with Slash.
Yeah.
Is Slash banging that?
No, she's
Sure?
she's the touring merch girl with Faster Pussycat too.
All right, wait. So what's the
Julia Ann.
A-N-N?
Yep.
Julia Ann.
Blonde hair. She's the I think she's the spokesgirl for Cougar Life.
Is this her?
That is no.
No, it's not her.
No, here. Let me
Yeah, you could probably pull up.
let me pull her up for you. Julia Ann.
I'm gonna go home and Serena's gonna see my phone. And, she's gonna go, What were you doing? It's like, honey, we were looking up porn stars, and that's just the way it works. There's a lot of this Julia Ann Emery.
This is her.
Oh yeah, that's something right there. So she was here too?
Yeah, she was here, and Morgan Bailey was here as well.
So I'm the only
That one
guy
might freak
that's
you out
ever
a little
been here
bit,
that
'cause-
actually has a moral compass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Morgan might freak you out a little bit. She has a cock.
Yeah, not my kind of chick.
I'm not gonna lie though, that was probably one of the best interviews I ever did.
What?
Very interesting.
I like those. I like talking to people like that. I wish I could talk to Bruce Jenner. Or
Right? What's her name? Caitlin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I don't think anyone is really asking her the right questions anymore.
Right.
It's like I saw this interview and I'm like, come on, really, come on, ask something real.
See, this is the problem, and I've been saying this for a long time, especially after I was covering sports and seeing all the sports writers and the questions that they ask, and then watching the news and seeing the questions that they ask people. It's like, pardon me. I know Carolla's been saying this a lot now too. It's like everybody, I think especially in media, should have to take improv classes so you can think on your feet and actually ask questions playing off what they're talking about. Nobody does that.
Oh, listen, I will do, and this is a compliment to you, because we've been sitting here for the better part of 20 minutes, and the conversation is real.
Yeah.
Right? I'm talking about porn stars. You're answering the questions, and then we move on to something else, as conversations do.
Right.
Right? I never turned down anyone for a podcast. And you and I were talking about this off the air just a little bit. And, I'll do anyone's podcast. I don't care if they have 5 people or 500,000 people. I'll do them all. And all you need to do is ask, and I'm on. And Serena will say to me, a lot of people ask because my podcast somehow became a thing.
Yeah. You're doing great numbers.
Yeah, it's a big podcast. And it's
Fitness
called
Confidential.
Fitness Confidential Podcast, or you can go to VinnieTortorich.com. And we never advertise it. And people go, okay, what did you do? What's the trick? There's got to be some internet trickery you're doing. Or so. It's like, no. I always explain this to people. Not everybody should be on mic.
Right.
That's the problem. And it becomes its own meritocracy. You could sit there and say, the aforementioned Adam Carolla, you could sit there and say, well, Adam is, I'm going to take my shirt off if that's okay.
That's hot.
Yeah. If one of those chicks would have said that, right?
Right.
If Adam Carolla, people will say, oh, well, of course he's got 1 million people a day because he was a celebrity. Well, guess what? You don't get to keep that audience unless you're fucking good.
Right.
And guess what? He's so good, he's got 20,000 podcasts that he does. He does one with Mark Garagos and one with Dr. Drew, 2 with Dr. Drew, and so on and so forth, a car show. And those are just the ones I can remember. And so people say, well, how do you get an audience? Because you weren't a celebrity and you have an audience. And the answer is you just have to do good work.
Right.
And they'll go, yeah, I do good work. And it's like, no, you don't. If you don't have an audience, you're not doing good work, period. And they'll say, well, you're an asshole. It's like, no, I'm the only guy that's not lying to you. The bottom line is, if I came on your podcast, this is what happens sometimes. I'll be on someone's show and they'll say, I've never said anything this salacious, but let me think of something.
Let her buck, Chuck.
If I said to someone, yeah, I just raped a 60-year-old nun on the way in here, and they'll go, yeah, so tell me about fat and how fat is in relationship. Oh, wait, you didn't hear the fact that I just said I committed a fucking felony with a 60-year-old nun on the way in here? You're not going to follow up and go, oh, my God, would her pussy smell like anything? Give me something to go with, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Move with the questions, and no one does it.
Exactly.
And that's why I'll do this show every week if you call me in, because this is a real show.
Yeah, and you can see exactly what I have written down.
Quinoa.
Because somebody brought it up on Twitter. This is the only thing I have written down.
You wrote one note.
I wrote one word. One word note.
You did some prep for this show.
I was actually listening to your show all week, and I really enjoyed it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I was listening to one today, and it was this dude named Justin was on, and I'm like, oh my God, he sounds like he's from Minnesota. That accent sounds familiar. And he was a football player, played at St. Cloud State. He's in Wisconsin now.
You remember? I have no idea. See, I
just listened to it this afternoon. Yeah, I just listened to it this afternoon. That's why I think
was it any good?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And he was talking about he's engaged and he's got this wedding coming up. And
oh yeah. I remember that guy.
Yeah. And I'm listening to him like, this accent is killing me. Oh my God, this is a Minnesota accent.
Yeah,
because it's thick. It's strong.
Yeah.
I've been weaning mine out.
No, you don't have any at all. You're good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing my goodest. And I'm just like, oh my God. Then he said St. Cloud State. It's like, fuck, that's where I grew up.
Really?
St. Cloud, yeah. And I was like, God, I wonder what years he was there, because I wonder if I got him drunk when I was bartending at the Press Bar and Parlor, But yeah, it's just stuff like that. Then when you had the vegan gal on, the ex-vegan,
Lear.
Yes.
How crazy was that?
That was amazing.
She literally, in California, it's almost impossible to get a concealed carry.
Yeah.
She's got a concealed carry.
Yeah.
Because her life has been threatened by vegans.
Oh,
Can you believe
it.
that?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. I got this theory about vegans. Not all of them, of course, because obviously there's exceptions to the rule.
Right.
But you ever notice that when you call them out, they turn into like these social justice warrior kids and just start freaking out?
Yeah. Well, look, vegans, whenever I have any intelligent conversation with a vegan doctor or what have you, I'll let them talk. I'll let them say their piece and let them talk about all the stuff all the minutia that's not real, right? And by the way, I get it. If someone goes, I can't eat an animal because it's got eyes and it can look at me. Okay, you know what? If you want to live unhealthily for the rest of your life and save animals, knock yourself out.
Right.
But the bottom line, whenever I'm having a real conversation with a real doctor who knows better, I'll let them go on for as long as they want, and then I'll say, B12. And they'll go, what are you talking about? B12. B12 is an essential vitamin.
Mm-hmm.
Without it, life will not be any good. You can die. You need 13. The 13 essential vitamins mean, I'm telling you this, they already know this.
Right.
That they're essential to take. If you don't take them, your body will not make them and you will die. You need these 13 essential vitamins, right? When people don't get the right vitamins, they get scurvy or they'll get rickets or they'll get, you name it, right? I'll say B12.
An ab. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You a vitamin K. No, I'm kidding. But they'll I'll say B12, and they'll say, what are you talking about? The only place that B12 exists is in red meat. You need to eat meat to get B12. And they'll say to me, but I can take a supplement. And I will say, what did you do pre-1920 when supplements did not exist? Before we actually identified vitamin, which then became vitamin. What did you do then? You couldn't be a vegan back then. People don't realize how much of a recent thing veganism is. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
I didn't mean to bring your shit on. We can get back to some Pam Anderson talk.
We can talk about Pam Anderson. We can talk about Tracy Lords. We can talk about whoever you want to talk about.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But this is shit that people need to know.
We could go old school and talk about Nina Hartley.
I remember Nina Hartley.
What?
I remember Nina Hartley.
I don't know. What are we talking about again? I don't know.
Or Sika.
Brandy Love. I don't know what we're talking about.
Christy Canyon.
Oh, she's old school.
She is.
You don't remember her. She's
I remember
when I was
her.
a kid.
I remember her.
And she was an 80s chick.
Yeah, look, Vinny, you got to remember when I first started watching porn, there was like a handful of girls, so you knew them all. It's not like, today, whereas you can just like, all right, cool, porn, and then it's just thousands of girls. It was like you knew Chrissy Canyons. You knew, what the fuck is her name? Tori Wellis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she was
old
hot.
School.
Oh, yeah.
That's
she
old
was
school
hot
right there.
She was hot.
Yeah, if you light a match around that, it'd be a forest fire. Yep. That was back in the day when they had bush.
That's right.
That's right.
Right. Wall-to-wall carpeting.
Oh, and that's the way you did it, man.
It's like a pelt.
Yeah, you had to go wading through that shit. That's right. That's right. The good old days.
But let's get back to this B12 thing, because you now have your own B12.
Oh yeah, and that wasn't a lead in.
Well, no, I wasn't. I know it wasn't, but I think that's something very important to talk about.
Yeah,
you got to pimp your shit.
Well, yeah, I have a vitamin company, purevitaminclub.com, that does quite well. We make the only vitamins in the world where you don't get any of the other crap. And the only reason I went down the vitamin road was I had cancer in 2007. Mm-hmm. And once that happened, I started looking at everything. And one of the things I read the back of every bottle of anything I took, and because I was a healthy guy. How does a healthy guy get cancer?
Right.
And I noticed on the back of my multivitamin, on the back of, sometimes I would take like a seed during the winter because, but it doesn't really do anything. But I would do, and I look at it, and everything said magnesiumstearate, and that flew under my radar because I went, oh, magnesium is very good.
Right.
But stearate? What the F, right? So that was a problem. So I started looking down the magnesiumstearate thing and say, wait a minute. It blocks the absorption of minerals and anything else. It just blocks the absorption of anything your body needs, including these vitamins you're trying to take.
Right.
That's why when you take them, your pee looks fluorescent yellow. The magnesiumstearate flushes it all right out.
Right.
Right? And then I noticed this other one that showed up on everything called titanium dioxide. Mm-hmm. And I went, what's this? And I started going as research, and titanium dioxide is used in paint to make it white. That's right. They put it in your vitamins to whiten them, and then once they're all bleached out, then they come back in and add a color that you should think a vitamin should look like orange, because that looks healthy.
Holy
like an orange.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm looking at all this, and the reason they put magnesium stearate is because they need an excipient or a flow agent to make them flow. And I know this is sounding kind of boring and technical.
No. It's good information.
I'll just throw this in. Christy Canyon. Okay. Now, what happens is we take, I'm looking at all this stuff, and I start going to all the vitamin company, all the manufacturers around the country, and I said, can you make me a vitamin that has nothing in it? And categorically, everyone said no. Over 50 companies. No way. No one will ever do it. Why? You would have to slow the machinery down. Time is money. The machines were clogged and the whole thing. So I partnered with a buddy of mine who happened to be Jewish, because if you want to be in business, you got to have a Jewish guy. And we wouldn't take no for an answer. We found a manufacturer who made exactly so we have the only vitamin in the whole world, GNC, Whole Foods, Kirkland brand, everything. We have the only pure vitamin that is just vitamins, unadulterated by anything, period. And we don't just take their GMP, their good manufacturer's practice for it.
Mm-hmm.
We test them ourselves 3 times a year when they have no idea that we're testing them.
Oh,
and
wow.
they know we're testing. That's how serious I am about this vitamin. PureVitaminClub.com. But that's
great. And I did want to ask you something too, because obviously you're no sugar, no grain diet, which I just started today.
And you're looking hot.
It is. Jesus Christ! I've eaten twice and I'm still fucking hungry. I had a burrito. I didn't eat the tortilla, and there was no beans or rice in it.
Where did you go to get it?
Cactus.
Okay.
So basically, I put it in a bowl, opened it up, and ate the steak and the cheese and the egg.
Good.
And put in some hot sauce.
No, you did well.
And then about an hour later, I was hungry again.
Well, that's going to happen at first because.
So I got some beef jerky.
Well, that's got sugar in it, which made you hungry again, right?
No, not really.
What kind of beef jerky was it? Do you have it on you?
It was right here.
Oh, that's crap.
Oh shit!
Okay. Wait.
Well, I didn't know. I tried.
Keep it out.
Okay.
Turn it over.
All right.
Let's help the audience out.
All right. Okay. See,
All right. So,
Hold
first,
on.
I want you to read. Hang on.
Let me get my light on here.
But let me see it first.
Okay.
All right. First, I want you to read down this list.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And
And I'm not going to say the name of the brand just because I don't want to be a dick. But all right. Let's see. Can I even fucking read this? Why don't you read this?
You want me to try?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'm gonna need your light. Hand me this. All right. So let's see here. Okay. Total fat 1 gram. Saturated fat 0. Trans fat 0. Cholesterol 30 grams. Sodium 59. Doesn't matter. Carbohydrates 5 grams. Dietary. Sugar 4 grams. It really is impossible to read. Okay.
So it's not just me.
No, it's impossible to read. They make it very tiny. So, all right, there's 5 carbs in a piece of meat, so that had to come from somewhere. See, that's not what makes you fat. Here's what makes you fat. The ingredients. Beef. Well, thank God it's beef jerky.
Right.
If the first ingredient is not beef, we're in trouble. Second ingredient, water, but all the water is dehydrated out, so that's bullshit.
Right.
So you see, that was in the process. It's beef jerky, by definition, is dehydrated. So there's no water.
Right.
So let's cut that out. Let's go right to the third ingredient. You ready?
Go for it.
Sugar.
Well, it says there's sugar on it.
The second ingredient, because you got to pull water out, second ingredient is sugar.
All right.
So beef and then sugar. Right? So you see, we don't get fat from
I tried.
No, you did. I'm just trying to help you.
I appreciate
you don't
that.
Fuck up again. I don't know how to turn that off. So what happens is you don't gain and lose weight based on calories, as most people would tell you.
Right.
You gain and lose weight based on hormones. And once that sugar hits your liver, your body releases insulin. It's going to convert that sugar into a long-chain triglyceride, thereby raising your triglycerides, thereby adding to your fatty liver disease, thereby which you should get from alcohol, not from beef jerky.
Right.
The right way.
Yeah, exactly.
And on top of that, it stores long-chain triglycerides as a fat that gets stuck in your fat cells and never comes out. Did I explain that in a way that people can understand it?
I think so.
Now, here's why you get hungry. That sugar also makes you hungry because there's a hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone that's supposed to make you feel hungry.
Okay.
I know this is getting a little technical.
Well, no, but it's still good information.
Let me give you the best. The old joke. What do you have 30 minutes after you eat Chinese food?
More Chinese food.
Right. You know why? It's all sugar. Once the ghrelin releases, and even though you still have a meal in your stomach, you feel like you can eat another whole meal. Another example. Let's say you like sports. I've seen the television downstairs, right? You got sports. You're watching this game while we're doing this. All right. You sit there, you got a big family bag of Doritos.
Oh yeah.
And the big
Oh
bag.
yeah. Oh yeah. With
Right?
the tub of top the tater. And, oh yeah.
You could tell yourself all day long that you're going to just have a couple of bites.
Yeah, one serving size.
Yeah. Tell me you don't empty that bag and you start licking out the inside before it's over with.
Oh yeah, Pringles. You can't just pop one.
No, you got to have them all.
Yeah.
You got to have them all.
Oh yeah, you do.
You know why?
Sugar?
Ghrelin.
Ghrelin.
Ghrelin is released and it tells you that your stomach is empty. You're getting the wrong signal from your brain and you keep eating.
I thought it was just because they're fucking delicious. And
Well, that too.
right. And the
by
salt.
way,
And the salt.
They have scientists that figure out how to put flavors in there that you can't deny.
Okay.
It's engineered food. You're not eating real food.
Right.
So as long as you could get rid of that stuff, Chinese food, Pringles, the whole thing, and just eat real food, you actually lose your taste for that stuff. And that sounds crazy, but it happens.
Oof. Oh, Lori says, is that why my soda gets smashed because of the sugar? Is that why soda gets smashed because of the sugar? Is that it's Australian, I think, for drinking a lot of it.
Yeah,
Get smashed. Yeah, smashed.
You have a lot of Aussies listen to the show?
I do.
Me too. I wonder what it is about Aussies and podcasts.
I don't know, but I want to thank the Australian people for Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, I think we all do.
Because my mom took me to see Grease when it came out, and I've had a blonde Australian fetish ever since.
I've had an erection ever since.
Well, that too. I was too young to get an erection at that point. I might have and not known what the fuck it was. But, once it's like, thank you, Olivia.
Yeah, she was hot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, especially in Xanadu. Oh,
she was hot all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still do her for the story, on principle.
Yeah, I would too. It's like I would have done an old, Tina Louise just for the story.
I'd do Stevie Nicks for the story.
No, I wouldn't.
I would.
Have you seen her?
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah, just
And
to
you would
say
still do it?
say that I fucked Stevie Nicks, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'm a single, strapping, middle-aged man.
You're the poet in my heart.
Hot wings. Tell me about hot wings. Are hot wings bad?
Horrible.
Even if they're unbreaded?
Yes.
Oh, come
It's
on.
full of sugar. What do you think the hot part is?
Pepper
It's
sauce?
chemical crap.
Pepper sauce?
Yeah, it's chemical shit.
But it's so delicious.
Yeah, of course.
You're killing me.
I'm not killing you. You're killing you.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
trying to
that
make
too.
You better.
I know, but hot wings and beer together, it's like a match made in heaven.
By the way, beer.
Yeah,
Liquid
I know.
bread.
I know, but at least I'm drinking Bud Light. I'm not like
Drink that's better. That's a step in the right direction.
yeah. See, I have
But
this
doesn't
thing.
it taste like rabbit piss?
No, it doesn't.
Really?
It doesn't. The IPAs, that stuff tastes like rabbit piss to me. Plus, I got this theory: craft beer is fertilizer for neck beards.
I love alcoholics with their theories.
Well, I mean, you think about it. You know how it starts. You got your little guy goes walking into the bar. All of a sudden, he starts drinking a PBR. All of a sudden, he starts twirling his mustache like he's Doc fucking Holliday.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he pops an IPA and he looks like Chewbacca with skinny jeans and a man bun. It's like that. It's instant.
Yeah.
And women just grow a huge bush.
Yeah.
Back to
That's just the
back
way
to
it
the
works.
pelt.
Yeah. Lillian Muller probably had a nice bush in her
all right.
first. In her first, she was in Playboy more than any other woman in the history of Playmates.
Really?
Oh, come on.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. We're gonna Lillian.
Yeah, I knew Lillian back in the day.
Really?
That's why I know her name.
Lillian.
Yeah, we used to run the stairs in Santa Monica 25 years ago. She's a vegan. Speaking of vegans that look hot, she's 60 years old.
Holy shit.
And she's a hot vegan.
Not the one from Norway, I assume.
Oh, she's from Norway.
Oh,
yeah.
that one. Okay.
Yeah, pull her up. Let's see. I'll let you know if that's her or not. And she's got a hot daughter now. I remember when the daughter. That's her.
Oh wow.
That woman has been in Playboy more than any other woman in the history of Playboy.
August 75. She's younger than me.
No, that was the first year she was in Playboy, bro.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
born August 19th, 1951.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's 1951.
1951.
Really?
Yeah.
She's that much. All right, I'm 54, so she's 65 now.
Yeah.
That's about right. And by the way, look at it. I mean, you want to talk about, when vegans want to talk about someone who kept it together, that's a 65-year-old woman.
Wow.
Do you remember her in Hot for Teacher? The video?
Oh my God. She was the teacher.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Now you got to pull it up and play it a little bit. There's that long drum solo at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I don't even have to play it because it's in my head. That's her. Holy fuck beans.
Yep.
My God.
You know, Alec lives out where I live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. You like run into him?
Yeah, Serena, my better half, knows him.
Oh, okay.
They used to live right next to each other in that undisclosed place.
In the undisclosed place that we will not talk about. It's just fine. My God,
you're speechless, right?
I am.
One of the most beautiful women in the world.
Wow.
And she used to, we would always sit around and argue about meat versus veganism.
Wow.
Yeah. Lillian. Back in the day.
Doesn't she know that carrots are for ugly people?
Yeah, but somehow she makes carrots okay.
Yeah, she does. She does. Even looking semi-old in that picture, she still makes them look okay.
Outside of a commercial, have you ever seen a skinny person drinking a Diet Coke?
Yeah.
You see, you're guessing,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
With the high-pitched voice, I'm going with no.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah, I've not seen that. That's a no. Right?
All right. I was never a fan of the Diet Coke. I was always the real thing, you know.
I've never been a soft drink guy. When people go, I have trouble giving up soft drinks, it's like, how? I'm glad I never had that addiction.
Oh, pop is delicious. Yeah. Oh, my God.
I don't get it.
It started out as a kid. You know, I've been drinking it since I was a kid. When I was in high school, and you're going to hate this, I literally... Well, Adam calls it something for the tards or whatever. But I would literally drink. My mom knew I was up by the crack of the Mountain Dew can.
Oh, he hates that drink.
I know, he does.
Yeah, the guys, you know what drives him nuts is the guys around the shop.
Uh-huh.
And I was on a show one time. He started ranting about that. He was like, they drank Mountain Dew. And I agree with him. Mountain Dew to me looks like antifreeze.
Yeah, it does.
Coolant for your car.
It does.
And I'm like, I bet I've had like maybe one Mountain Dew in my life, and I was struggling for what flavor it was.
Okay.
You know,
citrus. It's like it wants to be citrus, but it's not. But it's not.
And it's not a color you would ever see in nature.
Right.
And I would go, what is it? It's not this or that. You know, what is this drink?
Yeah.
And, you know, a million years later, I meet a guy about my age. We fall in love. I'm doing videos for him now. You know, I showed you my love videos.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
You saw it first.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's up yet on my YouTube.
Let's check it out.
Andy was supposed to put it up.
And while you're getting that, Scott wants to know, of course, he's Canadian, so he wants to know about booze. If you were to drink booze, what's the best to have?
Anything distilled. So we're talking vodka, we're talking bourbon, scotch, gin, rum, tequila, Jack Daniels, which is bourbon. That's what you want, but you don't want to mix it with anything.
Oh, I drink it straight out of the bottle.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
You know who else does that? I would be telling a DJ secrets. I don't know if he tells that to his audience or not.
You can tell me off the air.
Yeah. Let's see if Andy put this up yet.
I do not see it.
It's not populated yet, right?
No, I do not see it.
Huh. Yeah, Andy is going to be fired. And then
all right, so it means I have a job?
Yeah, if you want to run purevitamin.club.com, I got to tell you, I don't think it's a job you want.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
But if anyone wants to watch this video, what's my YouTube channel called?
Your YouTube is just Vinnie Tortorich.
Vinnie Tortorich YouTube. Go there, and by tomorrow, it's a. I was.
It's Vinnie IE, by the way. IE.
Yeah. I did some exercises, a couple of neck exercises for Adam, who wanted to strengthen his neck a bit, and I looked at it. And I went, let me put a couple of little funny bits in here, and then I'll put it up for everyone. Because people like when I don't put exercises up very often.
Right.
So people like when I show exercises, and I went, all right, let me, pump it up a little bit. So instead of spending 5 minutes, I spent 25 minutes, And you saw it. I mean,
Yeah, it was
is
great.
what
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
So maybe people will like that. Who
I hope
knows?
so. Well, let's talk about this one. Is Starbucks making us fat?
Yeah, it is.
I
You know,
believe it.
They try to come off as a coffee shop,
Mm-hmm.
but they are the third biggest fast food restaurant in the United States, bar none.
Makes
So-
sense, yeah.
They, people don't go in and buy coffee. They go in and buy coffee drinks, and I'm making air
Right.
quotes,
Yeah,
right? Which is a problem. That's a huge problem. Because, they come out, and, look at it. The people with the dome, they got to put a dome on a drink just so they can get the whipped cream on top.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy shit.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Got to
I
stay
know.
away from that.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we had this place back home called Caribou Coffee. And I always liked that better than Starbucks, but I would get, the caramel turtle mocha, with the whipped cream on top. It was because it was fucking delicious. Sugar.
It's like ice cream.
I know.
It's dessert.
I know.
And you kids are drinking that all day long.
I know.
Not
I
good.
know. I know. But I wasn't mainlining it like it was with Mountain Dew. So I was going through about 6 cans a day. Mountain
Oof.
Dew. I know. It was bad. It was
Yeah,
bad.
that is
luckily,
bad.
I got off of that.
Yeah, that will
I
kill
got
you.
off of that. I know. I had a buddy, and he was a big boy. He was a bouncer at the bar that I worked at, and he was maybe 350 pounds.
Wow.
And he was, I think, 1 or 2 liters.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane. Oh.
Are you even tasting it at some point?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just a water and coffee guy.
Yeah, you taste it. You taste
So
it.
you're still tasting this
Mhm.
stuff. Huh. I wonder if the taste changes over time and you just don't realize it.
No.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Good stuff. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
But I honestly, I maybe have 1 or 2 Mountain Dews a year now.
You should make it 0.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. See, my problem is because I'm used to eating and having a can of pop with the dinner because that's what
Right.
I've always had my whole life. That's what it was. I get a can of pop,
All right, listen. We're coming up on summer solstice,
Mm-hmm.
the longest days of the year,
Mm-hmm.
which means we're right at the midpoint of the year. Let's make it a half-year resolution right now. I want you to say it on the mic. So once you say it, you can't break it.
Scout's honor.
Okay. No more soda pop of any sort for the rest of the year. Half-year resolution.
Half-year resolution.
Can you
No
do
more
it?
pop.
0.
0.
You're sweating. I see you starting to sweat a
I
little.
know I'm sweating because it's so damn good. Yes, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do
I
it.
want you every week to say I've made another week doing Vinny's thing.
Okay.
Every week I will listen in.
Okay. I will.
You do one of these a week, right?
Once a week, every Monday night.
Yeah. Do a little, like Carol Burnett used to pull in her ear. to
Ah,
tell the kids
yes,
goodnight.
yes, yes. Yes.
Just say, Vinny, no pop.
No pop. But, still, when the TV show happens and I have to eat stuff, there's going to be a little, sorry, Vinny, somewhere in there.
Well, no. You mean like on set?
Yeah.
Like when the cameras are rolling?
Yeah.
Well, no. Serena, my better half, is an actress, and she doesn't drink alcohol. And on the set, they bring fake wine for her.
Mhm.
It looks like wine. So you can have fake soda.
Well, I won't drink soda. I'll just have a beer.
Yeah, it's not pop.
I know. It's not
I
pop.
asked you- I asked
it's
you-
pop. All right. It's pop. No more
It's
pop.
pop.
No more pop.
I would like to see you go away from beer.
Oh, I love beer.
Yeah.
I love beer. That was years ago. I was doing the low carb, high fat diet, which is basically the same thing.
It's the same thing.
And I was doing the vodka sodas, and I was noticing I was getting really fucked up. I'm like, you know what? I'm drinking light domestic beer. I can have some of these instead of getting hammered and crawling home every night.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a different story when we get on the Monsters of Rock cruise because that's a 24-hour party.
What's that all about? How is that?
It is amazing. There are a few cabins left if you're out there listening. Let me tell you who's all on it this year. It is, actually next year, February of next year, Monsters of Rock Cruise.com. I should know everybody off the top of my head. It is awesome. There's like 30 bands. Let's see. This year we have, let me go through the entire list for you and for you people listening as well. Tesla, Queensryche, Thunder, Lita Ford, Winger, British Lion featuring Steve Harris of Iron Maiden, Doro Pesh, Kix, Y&T, Vixen, Great White, Bisto Blanco, which is Alice Cooper's daughter, and Alice's band. They're fucking amazing. If you like hard rock metal, you'd love these guys. LA Guns with Tracy Guns and Phil Lewis, which is awesome. The Pretty Maids, Lynch Mob, Firehouse, Loudness, Michael Sweet of Stryper, The Choir Boys, Taiketo, Dangerous Toys, Junkyard, Keel, Raven, Madam X, Rhino Bucket, John Karabi, Autograph, Lillian Axe, Rough Cut, Mitch Malloy. The Iron Maidens are returning. Kicking Valentina, Jared James Nichols. The Rock and Roll Residency is back, which is actually Gene Simmons' touring solo band.
Right.
The Atomic Punks, and this Wednesday they're actually announcing a couple more bands. I know one of them, but I can't say because. Okay. But yeah, it's in February 11th through the 16th of 2018.
So where do you guys cruise from?
We are going this year. We are going out of. I think we're going out of Tampa this year. Yeah, we're going out of Tampa this year, and we're going to Jamaica.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, it is. And
so all right, so all these people will be on the cruise.
Yeah, playing twice.
Are they accessible? I mean, they're walking around, sunning, and the whole thing,
absolutely.
And you can hang out with your heroes.
They are on there for the exact same reason that you're on there. To hang out and watch bands play and have some drinks and have some fun.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So, wow. Here's the problem. I can't cruise.
Okay.
I would literally be there. I'd buy a cabin just to go see half of those guys. I get seasick, very seasick.
Oh, okay.
That's why you'll never see me on a Corolla cruise.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides, Adam told me I was uninvited.
Why? What did you do?
He said that he didn't want to be judged.
Oh my God, I can totally hear him saying that too.
Because I said, "Hey Adam, one of your fans invited me." He goes, "Hey, I'm uninviting you." And I went, "Come on, man! I thought we were like bros and shit." He goes, yeah. I said, "What's wrong?" He goes, "I don't want to be judged. I just want to drink."
It's hilarious. Let's hold that thought. We're going to take a break, about a minute and a half. We'll be right back with more Vinnie Tortorich. It's another fucking podcast.
Hey ladies, Sass Pants Designs will take that rock shirt that everyone has and make it your own in a flattering, sassy, and simple way. There are one-of-a-kind tank tops, lace-up tees, and tube top dresses already in stock. Check out the online store at sasspantsdesigns.com and like Sass Pants Designs on Facebook for special offers and custom orders. That's sasspantsdesigns.com, sasspantsdesigns.com. Sass Pants will make you the envy of the party.
Retro Arcade brings Minnesota and surrounding areas arcade games from the days gone by. All of those great games from pizza joints and arcades are available in cocktail units and custom machines. Dozens of favorites from your youth in one machine to complete your game room or man cave. Retro Arcade also sells and services your favorite pinball machines. Find them at facebook.com/80arcade. That's facebook.com/80arcade. Retro Arcade. Your youth is just one click away.
If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
All right. And we are back with Vinnie Tortorich. I did want to get into, so how did you get into celebrity training?
Accident.
Like everything. It's just weird how it just always accidentally happens.
Well, you're literally talking to one of the first trainers back when the movement started in the early 1980s. I was there right at the beginning. And
hold that thought. Somebody just chimed in. Corolla calls Mountain Dew nectar of the tards.
Nectar of the tards.
There we go.
That's the nectar of the tards. Sounds like something he would say.
Yep. Thank you, Amy.
So what were we talking about?
How you got into the celebrity training.
Yeah. It was early 1980s. I was always into fitness. I had a degree in exercise physiology and nutrition. And what do you do with that? You become a PE teacher or a science teacher or whatever.
Right.
And while I was still in college, I was down in New Orleans, and I started working with people. And, one thing led to another. And, I did work in a school for a while, but only in the afternoon. I trained the football team in weightlifting and nutrition at Newman School. Turns out I was at the same school at the same time that 2 Super Bowl MVPs came out of, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, their father is a friend of mine. And, so anyway.
Archie.
So we were all, I was down there and I was making waves, and, magazines from L.A. would come in and do articles on me. There weren't trainers around at all.
Oh, wow.
There was me. There was a guy in New York. There was Jake Seinfeld out here. There was just several people, and that was it. And so I would come out here. They would invite me out to do things out here and the whole thing, and it would be January, and I would go, people are walking around half naked.
Mm-hmm.
What is January? Even in Louisiana, it gets cold and rainy and the whole thing. It's not like Minnesota, not even close.
Right. 70 fucking below zero.
Oh my God! But it's like you can ride bikes out here. You go to the beach. It's like December 31st. It's like January 25th. It's like it's perpetual summer. And I decided, I went, I started this business out of whole cloth in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just move out there. Like you, I had a radio show back in New Orleans. I was doing periodic television for the NBC affiliate. I had my training business. By that point, I had left Newman School. I was just on my own, and I was becoming this kind of big fish, small pond.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, okay, I could come out here and be small fish in big pond. That was good enough.
Right.
I wanted the weather.
Right.
I had no aspersions of anything. Come out here, do this, make a few bucks, have a few years in the sun, and then go off and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Get married, whatever people do. And I wasn't out here for more than a year. Right away, I had no one to go to. Couldn't meet anyone. I couldn't, and I don't know how, but I ran into a friend, like someone knew someone out here, and she worked for Playboy, and we went to lunch, and she was married to a guy from Louisiana, and she was nice enough to take me for lunch, and like a good Southern gentleman, I walked her back to her desk at Playboy. We were talking, going up the elevator, and someone there said, "Who's that guy?" Because she's married. And it's like,
right.
Oh, he's a friend of a friend in Louisiana, and he's a trainer. And there's still, 1991, there weren't trainers on every street. It wasn't like it is today.
Right.
And this woman was 300 and something pounds, and she said, "Do you think you would train me?" And she was a junior, something exact, yada, yada, yada. Didn't have a lot of extra money because she was helping out with her grandkid or whatever. I literally charged her $15 a session.
Oh, wow.
I would have done it for free. It was, in New Orleans, I was charging over $150 back then. To get a trainer back then was expensive.
Right.
And, L.A., $2.25 was like the going rate back then. And I said, $15. I said, the only reason I'm charging you that is because if I give it to you for free, it won't be worth anything.
Right.
So I took 100 pounds off of her. And in the process of taking weight off of her, Playboy had a problem on their hands. Once a Playmate does a spread, their month, Playboy has them under contract for 2 years. And they put them on road. They go to Cinco de Mayo, and they go to Vegas, and see the Playmates and the whole thing. Well, once you give a Playmate money and you got them on planes and the whole thing, they start drinking and eating and everything
Nicole
else.
Smith.
Yeah. Well, I knew her back in the day.
Yeah.
One of the
I assumed you did. Yeah.
It was during that period. As a matter of fact, the first time I was in Los Angeles Magazine, she was on the cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not tied to me. It was just an ironic. So, all that was going on. And she
Lisa
said,
Matthews was my favorite, by the way.
I don't remember her.
Oh, she was Playmate of the Year, I think, 89.
Yeah, you see, I'm not a big.
It was one of the first Playboys.
I've never been a big Playboy.
Yeah.
I knew Lillian.
Of course you did.
So they said, would you train some of the Playmates and get them back in shape? And as you know, with Playmates, you're just one step away from real celebrities because they date real celebrities.
Yep.
And that's kind of, I quickly become what they were calling the quick weight loss guy in L.A.
Oh, wow.
And before I knew it, I was on the lips of Sandy Gallon and Dolly Parton and all these people over at Sandollar, at Sandy Gallon's company, which was, they called him, he was the gay mafia back then. He ran Hollywood. He had everybody from Roseanne Barr to Michael Jackson. And, they had this big management company, and I became their guy. And next thing you know, Jay Leno is saying my name, David Letterman saying my name. Everyone, oh, you got to go to Vinnie. And then every agent in town is find out who this Vinnie is and get him here now. That's how Hollywood works.
Yeah.
You know,
it really is.
If you're on the lips of, what was his name? Who, Doghouse.
Arsenio.
Arsenio's talking to Margaret Cho, and she's going, Vinnie got me this way. Every agent in town, ICM, William Morris, CA, get this guy on the fucking hook now. If I had to do that again, it could. And when people go, how did you do that? It had nothing to do with any engineering for me. I couldn't do it again if I tried.
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Right place, right time. It's amazing how that happens. We got, Lynn, welcome to the show. Thank you for chiming in. I have a feeling I'll be hooked after this first one. She's talking about the cruise. We got a lot of cruise talk going on in the chat room right now.
I see that.
It's not only the music, people you meet add to the awesomeness. It's true. I'm friends with people I met 5 years ago on the very first one. We're tight. That's cool. It's a family. Lynn, that's great. We don't have to talk about all this stuff. That's all right. But Lynn, thank you for joining. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you having here.
Your fans must hate me, right? Because I'm not talking about striker or winger or anything else with an ER on it.
You'd be surprised. You'd really be surprised. It's the guests that don't have anything to do with the music industry that a lot of times are the most interesting ones.
Because we could talk some Def Leppard.
We could.
I'm going drummer beating up his wife in the airport.
They are the. Really? I don't remember that.
Am I telling you stories about rock and roll?
I don't remember.
How am I telling you rock and roll stories?
I do not remember Rick Allen beating up his old lady in the airport.
Look it up.
That would be work.
Look it up. How do I know rock and roll? I'm telling you about the hot chicks.
I swear. Yeah.
And the whole thing.
I'm just going to say this.
I'm telling you about drummers, wife, airport.
MonstersOfRockCruise.com. Go check it out.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up.
I'll keep the audience going.
Rick
I'll
Allen.
vamp. You want me to vamp?
Yeah, vamp. Go for it.
Go to the Monsters of Rock and go there and do that, man. You're going to rock and roll all night long. Striker, winger.
Striper.
You're going to have, did I mention winger? You're going to have the girl from Cherry Pie is going to show up. That's
is she?
Right.
Well,
yeah, why not?
Maybe if I take her.
Yeah. Is she attached?
She is attached. Oh my God, MTV. Oh shit, this was a long time ago. MTV News, back when Kurt Loder was still doing the MTV News.
I'm not making this shit up, right?
No, I believed you. I just didn't remember it. That's hard with one arm.
Well, look, he played the crap out of a drum.
Yeah, this is true. Huh. I'm going to see those guys on Wednesday night.
Yep.
With Poison and Tesla.
Yeah.
See how many people we got listening. I didn't even check this out.
Is anyone paying attention?
I believe so. Well, we got 18 people listening live.
Wow.
2 people love it.
Hey,
here we go. Scott actually has a food question.
All right.
What is the perfect portions for a plate? Here in Canada, they say 50% vegetable, 25% rice or starch, 25% meat. Your thoughts?
Flip that around. 60% fat, 20 to 25% protein, the rest in starch.
Okay.
Literally, 50 to 60% fat.
But
I do that every day. Do I have a gut? Do it look?
You do not have a gut.
I don't have a gut.
You do not have a gut.
I'm a 54-year-old man, no gut.
That you do not have the dad body.
No.
Not at all.
and I eat fat. I eat 60% fat every day.
Yeah.
Bar none.
All right, there you go, Scott. You damn Canadian. Do a shot for me. His trigger word is racist.
They can eat Canadian bacon up there.
Yeah, they can.
They get that automatically.
Oh yeah. Oh
Just
yeah.
like
Back
Mexicans,
bacon.
they eat Mexican food.
Yeah, but
every
they call it back bacon.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's called back bacon. Yeah.
Oh, who knew? You look, you're teaching me about food. I'm teaching you about bands. No big deal.
I know it should be the other way around. I mean, I'm the walking encyclopedia, and then you're schooling me.
Yeah.
And just random shit though. What else did I want to get into? The book. We didn't even talk about the book yet, which has been out for what, 4 years?
Book has been out for a long time. The book has been the biggest surprise of my life. It was a book that, you know, everyone has that story, and they go, "Nobody wanted my book." Actually, we had interest from Simon Schuster and Harper Wade, HarperCollins, and they both wanted me. Because I wrote the whole book. I didn't write a treatment. I wrote the book, and they both came to me and said, separately, it was the same deal. We want to give you a 2-book deal. We want you to take this book and chop it into 2 books. I'm guessing you didn't read the book yet, right?
I haven't seen a copy of it other than the cover.
Oh, I wish I had brought one in. Oh,
that's all right.
I feel horrible.
We'll see you again.
I don't think about the book.
I know.
And I don't think. So they said, we want you to take the book and write 2 books. This is a great book, but you wrote 2 books into one. And I didn't have the wherewithal to try to figure out how to turn it into 2 books.
Okay.
I barely got it into 1 book. So I said, you know what? I'm going to self-publish it and put it out myself. I hired a proper book editor. I went to audible.com. I hired one of their guys on the side.
Oh, wow.
I read the book myself. We had it formatted for Nook and Kindle and everything else you could format. The whole thing cost me $14,000. And the book came out. It went right to the top of the charts on Amazon. It was up for Audible Book of the Year.
Holy
This is all the first year. I'm up against Dolly Parton,
right,
for Audible Book of the Year, read by the author.
Wow.
Which is, and I'm like sitting there, and my buddy who wrote the book with me, Dean Laurie, who, he's a big TV producer and writer. He's best known for Arrested Development and some of these movies. And he was like, in what world are you ahead of Tina Fey in biographies? And I said, I don't know. I just don't know. But it was like that for a long time. And the book stayed like that. And it sold for like the first 2 years. And then Adam Carolla read the book and started yapping about it. And the sales have continued for another 2 years. And Mark Garagos, he's on his 3rd read of the book.
Holy shit.
I walked in and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm making my 3rd lap." I was like, "3rd lap?" He goes, "3rd lap on your book." I was like, "Come on, Mark. What the fuck?" He goes, "No, really. The great Mark Garagos loves that book."
Wow, that's amazing.
And if you would ask me, I'm bragging about something I wrote. If you would have said to me, one day you're going to write a book that everyone's going to read and tell you it's wonderful, I would say, there's no fucking way.
Right.
There's no way. But, in fact, that happened in my life.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It goes back to, what we say, you just bust your ass and shit happens.
Yeah, but sometimes you bust your ass and nothing
Well,
happens.
yeah, true. And sometimes it goes back to right place, right time, yada, yada, yada. But I think that the success that the book has obviously shows is how the hell am I trying to say this? Because I'm kissing your ass here. I mean, but it shows all the hard work that you've put in paid off on the.
It did at the back end, because I don't think anyone in their right mind would have put $14,000 into a book, because look, anyone can go to a vanity press and get some books printed out for a couple $1,000 and try to sell them. But we looked down the road and we went, okay, this is a quality book. We sat there and poured our hearts and soul in it. We, all we have to do is get the proper editor. We do all the proper work. The photo on the book, we paid for that. That was part of the $14,000. Mm-hmm. We went to a photographer, and the picture that you were just showing of me, that was supposed to be the front cover of the book.
Okay.
And Serena, my better half, said, you know what, in today's world, you have to show kind of proof of purchase. Like you can't be a fitness expert unless you have abs.
Right.
So I said to Serena, I went, because I'm a hairy Italian, I would have to shave down. We went and used a half rusty razor right there at the studio where we were shooting this. And Serena was a big time model back in the day and the whole thing. And we sat there and carefully, because we couldn't cut me because we just shaved me down, and Serena had some hand cream, and we just kind of, covered up the scars with the hand cream.
Right.
And we shot a half dozen pictures, and my skin was burning and the whole thing. And the guy goes, couple more, one more. And I just yelled, fuck. And that's the picture on the front of the book. That's me yelling, fuck.
But just think about it. If you would have been bleeding a little bit,
that would have been
fucking
better.
Rambo style.
That would have been better.
That would have been badass.
The picture was not doctored. The picture, people ask, they go, how much, went into covering up? It's like, you're looking at the raw footage on the cover of that book.
No airbrushing, no nothing.
No
No filters. Is like, bam, that's it.
Bam, that's the book.
Wow, that's impressive, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
Everything has a filter on it.
We just didn't have the wherewithal to do it. It was Dean and I figuring out the cover. We were trying to figure out, the book is called Fitness Confidential. It's like, do we put the C of confidential over your nipple, or does that look weird? We were sitting there doing that shit that you would normally, a book company would figure out.
Right.
Oh, the other problem is we wanted to call the book Fitness Confidential. Simon & Schuster said, no way, no how. And we said, okay, well, we're not going with you anyway. Yeah.
So you just said, fuck you, we're doing it.
And then in the third year, do you know who Judith Regan is?
Name sounds slightly familiar.
She broke away from a big book company years ago and did Howard Stern's books.
Oh, okay.
That's Judith Regan. And
Okay.
she's the biggest name in publishing.
Okay.
The little that publishing has left. So after the book was about 3 years old. No, I'm exaggerating. Maybe 2 years old. Let's call it 2. And she offered us a lot of money to take a book that had been self-published and made a lot of money. She offered us several $100,000 to go with Regan. She was going to re-release it so it can finally be in Barnes & Noble. It can finally be on the New York Times bestseller list. It can finally be in airports and everywhere, right? She was going to do this big re-release and offered us money in the process, a lot of money. And we were not really into it. We were like, maybe, I don't know. And the end of that story is we decided we were going to, sign a deal with her, and she wanted to change the name from. No, she was going to keep Fitness Confidential because it was already a big title,
right,
and it already sold a gazillion books. She wanted to change the cover and take my yelling the naked Italian picture off the cover, and I said, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and
she goes, so you're going to walk away from all this money? I went, yeah, I'm going to walk away from it. And the book has made quadruple what she
it's
since then.
Yeah, it's like when Kiss re-released Creatures of the Night in the early 80s or mid 80s, and they put the new band on the cover instead of the original makeup cover.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why?
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So you, Judith Regan, better than everyone else. A book, no one wanted the name of it. No one wanted the cover shot. No one wanted anything. Yet that became the biggest part of that. And I know you're losing audience right now by me even telling the story, but
no, I don't think so. You'd be surprised how loyal my handful of audience members are.
I think rock stars probably come in here and tell you stories like that too.
Yeah.
They wanted them to do this and do that and mess with this and mess with that, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you got to do your own thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I do this.
And you're doing well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
This show does really well, right?
Yeah, it has its moments.
Yeah.
It has its moments. I'm excited to see get you over the 400 listen mark so you can beat Corolla.
Oh, wow. That's all I have to do to beat him?
That's all you got to do to beat him, yeah.
I'm going to beat him.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm going to beat him.
I can't wait.
I'm going to beat Corolla like a redheaded stepchild in a trailer park.
And I was one.
Yep.
I was one.
You know how that beating goes,
I
right?
know how it goes exactly.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get involved with the Corolla camp?
I don't know. I really don't know. You really want to hear this story?
Yeah, I really do, because look, Corolla's the reason I do this show. He's the reason I got into podcasting.
Right.
He's the reason that I drive Lyft so I can go off and do everything that I try to do to further my career.
I was on a show called Resume.
Okay.
A kid named Chris Laxamana. Well, you know him because you
Yeah.
Corolla show. I did his show. And during the show, or after the show, he says, "Man, you're really good at this." I said, "Good at what?" He goes, "At the podcast." I said, "Yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years. You know, There's 800 shows under my belt. You know, if you're not good by then, you're never going to be good."
Right.
And he goes, I guess he was asking me about some of my clients. I think we talked about Howie Mandel on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Howie's name came up. And I guess he was talking, my show became one of the most popular Chris Laxamana shows. And he was talking to Adam. Adam said, "Hey, how's your show going?" He goes, "I had this guy Vinnie on. He was really good. You might want to consider him for the show." And he goes, "What's he doing?" You know, he goes, "He's a trainer." He goes, "I know that guy." And he goes, "No, I asked him. He says he's never met you." He goes, "No, I know a trainer, Vinnie. I know that. I know Vinnie, the trainer. He's been on the show." And Chris says, "No, I asked the guy, and he said he's never met you, because I thought you guys might know each other because of Howie." And he goes, "That's right. He's Howie's trainer." All right. So apparently Adam did a movie that Howie was in.
Okay.
Howie was talking off screen to Adam about podcasting, and he goes, "Oh, my trainer has a very popular podcast. You might want to have him on. You guys might want to do each other's show." And Adam said, "Yeah, I'll do that," or something. I'm paraphrasing a bunch. Right. So Adam was like, "You know what? I think I owe that guy a show. Bring him on with Drew, because if he's a fitness guy, I don't know anything about fitness. Let Drew hash this guy out." So I got on him, Adam and Drew, and Drew basically didn't open his mouth. It was Adam and I. As a matter of fact, Drew had a heart out. He had to leave the studio.
Oh, okay.
Adam and I went on for another 20 minutes. You know, so it was like the longest podcast. It was like an hour and 30 minutes or something, this podcast, that Adam and Drew usually does 30 minutes.
Right.
And a few days later, I got an email from Adam, and he goes, "Hey, man," because he even sounds like this in his email. He goes, "Hey, man, I got a show called Catch a Knee or something. Are you familiar with
Take a
this
knee.
show?
Take a knee. Yeah.
And I'd like you to come and take a knee." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'll be there. That's cool." And we did a take. Have you ever heard my Take a Knee?
I have not.
I did a take. And I'm like, "Adam, who else comes on the show?" He goes,
That's the one you have to pay for. I haven't listed.
Is it a paid show?
That's the one you got to pay for, yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, I've had like the guy from Kiss, and I've had Norman Lear, and I've had this and that." I said, "You realize I'm not those guys."
Right.
You know? And he had read the book by then. He loved my book. He read Fitness Confidential. He made Lynette listen to it. "Hey, you got to hear this." And, you know, he made Olga, his maid, his housekeeper, listen to the book. And then he hired me after the Take a Knee to come to his house and berate his wife and kids. You know, like a boot camp takeover.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
And the whole family hated me. Like, Lynette wanted to fucking kill me. I could see it in her face, like she was being really nice.
Right?
But she's a wop like I am, and I know that wop look, and it wasn't good. And so then Adam was like, "You want to come on a big show?" And I was like, yeah, I'll come on. And by that point, I was like a fixture there. And
right.
That was like a year and a half ago, maybe even longer. And I've been going on every other week, you know,
it's awesome.
Ever since.
That's awesome.
And now
you're always great on there.
Do you like
yeah,
that?
I do. I really do.
I'm not a comedian. You know, even though I go up.
Yeah, but you're entertaining.
That's good to hear because
you're entertaining.
Don't know,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then Mike August, his guy, started booking me in clubs.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And I talked to my friend, there's Howie, and then there's Mendoza. I was having lunch with Mendoza the other day. He's been a comedian before you were born.
Yeah.
John Mendoza. And he goes, "Hey, you go up now. You're headlining." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "How long you go on for?" And I go, "Like 90 minutes. He goes, "You're fucking crazy." And I'm like, "What are you talking?" He goes, When we do an hour, we really do 48 minutes. We're running off the stage by 50 minutes. What are you, crazy? People pay for an hour and a half. They pay me. Mike August books me. I do an hour and a half. And we've been selling out shows. I've been bringing Gina Grad with me. You know, I pop her up on stage, and it's a fun show.
Is it comedy? Is it what do you do, like a live podcast
fitness,
thing?
It's fitness, but somehow it comes out funny.
Okay.
Because 90% of the audience is coming because they heard me talk about it on Corolla.
Right.
Or they heard it on my podcast or something. But there's 10 or 15% of the people who walk in off the street, and no one has ever walked out. And
wow, that's
everyone
awesome.
has a great time.
That's awesome.
You know, no one's ever gone, what the fuck? This guy's talking about what? Grelling? I'm out of here.
Right.
And when you bring Gina up with those big boobs in it, nobody's walking out on that shit.
Right, exactly. Actually, this is a perfect segue because next month I am going to start doing this show live from a bar once a month. It's going to be on a Sunday. I don't know exactly which day in July yet, but we're going to be doing this live from a bar. It's probably going to be the Other Door in Burbank here. So yeah, that should be pretty cool.
Can I invite myself back on for that?
Dude, anytime you want. You are welcome anytime you want.
Because that sounds like fun. Now, I'm traveling a lot this summer. I got a lot of gigs, got a lot of things.
Oh, we can do it whenever.
By September?
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm in town.
Yeah, we'll do it in September.
Yeah,
we'll do it in September. It'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
And it would be, give me a chance to get exposed to your crowd a little bit and vice versa and whatever.
Yeah.
And website is VinnieTortorich.com. The vitamins are all there. You can buy
PureVitaminClub.com. Go check it out. The B12, the new B12 is off the hook.
I got another question for you from Lori down under. What do you think is the best form of exercise to shred the pounds in your eyes?
As I always say, Lori, exercise is a poor way to lose weight. That's coming from a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
HIIT is not your best option. High intensity interval training is not your best option. You're better off doing a lot of zone 2. How old is Laurie? Laurie, can you tell us?
Yeah, Laurie, how old are you?
I'll tell you.
What do you think of this? The DDP yoga.
I'm actually a fan of that.
I love it
because that's not high intensity interval training.
It's not.
Mike August does that. Not Mike August. Mike Dawson does it.
I started doing that, and it's like I was able to touch my toes, which I haven't been able to do in years.
Yeah, it's really good.
DDP yoga is what we're talking about.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah,
really good stuff.
Yeah, he's been on this show.
Right.
It's actually Laurie's a he, by the way.
Okay.
He's
how
Australian.
Old is he?
Laurie, how old? 44.
Okay. So for you take the empirical data 180 minus 44, so that puts you at 136. So your heart rate should be at 136 doing zone 2 aerobics. That's where you're going to get your most bang for your buck.
I would say just get the DDP yoga.
Or do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DDPyoga.com. Check it out. Laurie, you'll love it. It's fucking amazing.
And I didn't mean to call you a chick. I can't see how it's spelled.
It's a problem. She gets it a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
That's what she said. Ba-doom.
He's here all week. Folks.
Yeah, there we go. VinnieTortorich.com. I actually have a guitar pick for you. I don't have anything to give you but a guitar pick with my name on it.
I have a Steve Vai pick.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
I met Steve. Very nice guy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was on the cruise
I'm
a
not
couple years ago.
worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
I'm going to send you a link. There's an episode of the podcast you have to listen to.
Not that I'm a stalker or anything, but I know where he lives. He's good friends with my buddy. He lives right across the street from my buddy.
Oh, really?
I'm like, you think maybe he'll come out and maybe do Bad Horsey for me? Something? Just acoustic Bad Horsey?
I met him. He was a very nice guy. He was on the Monsters of Rock cruise. And on the cruise, I host this jam for the cruisers. So they get a chance to get and play. And I have like a lot of artists that come in and play with them. It really, it's a bang for the buck, and it gives these people a thrill of a lifetime. And it's cool for the artists, you know? And Vi was in there watching. And I went over, I'm like, do you want to come up and do a song? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, very well then. Take care. Bye-bye then. But
because
it's all good.
He's not going to play without his own equipment, right?
Yeah. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. And then, of course, my drunk ass goes on stage. I can't believe I had to play guitar in front of Steve Vai, and then he left.
Yeah. Yeah. You ruined it for
I
him.
ruined it. But no, I had met him like right after the pre-party.
You know how
at the
you
hotel.
know,
nice guy.
Let me tell you something. When you got a talent like Steve Vai, you don't go ask him. You do it from stage. Steve, would you come up and do a little something for us? And the audience goes, oh, yeah, come on, oh, yeah, you got, and then he would do it.
That's what Steel Panther does.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You don't go up to him because you gave him the opportunity.
But see, this is the thing. I didn't want to call him out.
That wop would have done it in 2 seconds.
Well, the episode of the show that you have to listen to is Faster Pussycat from that cruise.
Yeah.
It was Danny and Chad from Faster Pussycat and Don Jameson from That Metal Show, who's a comedian. And they're talking about Vi. And it's like, yeah, he had this. He actually had velvet ropes that he walked around with, just to keep people away. Sees Faster Pussycat coming, he pulls them out of his pocket.
Are you serious?
No, yeah, but it was jokes, obviously.
I
Dude,
love him, man.
Oh my God!
For me, he's the god.
Yeah, he's amazing. See, Ace Frehley's my guy. I have an Ace Frehley tribute band.
I actually saw. I want to say it was Ace Frehley. I shoot trap.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot a lot of trap. I'm in a trap league and the whole thing. And the club I work out of, the shooting club I go to, the world's best trap shooter shoots there. She's been in the Olympics 6 times, Kim Rohde. And I'm on the trap field one night. It's late, and I hear, because Kim, the way she says "pull" doesn't sound like anyone. Like, yeah. I'm like, is that Kim Rohde? And I look over and I go, Kim Rohde is teaching a lesson? The Kim Rohde is actually teaching she that's like Michael Jordan teaching you how to play one-on-one.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What? So when I finished shooting that night, I was finishing up and I was settling up at the club and I said, what was Kim doing out there giving a lesson? Oh, that's one of the guys from Kiss. And I think it was Ace. I couldn't tell from where I was standing. The black hair, the curly hair, I'm pretty sure.
If it was curly hair, it was probably Paul.
It wasn't Paul Stanley. I can't say.
It was one of the guys from Kiss.
Can you find out? Well, I know it wasn't Gene.
Right.
And we need to find out which Kiss member went to Oak Tree Gun Club to shoot. Trap.
Kiss member.
Shooting trap.
Oak Tree Gun Club.
See if there's any photos or anything.
Oak Tree Gun Club. Images. Oh, that's a killer fucking picture right there. Pardon me, I get excited about old pictures of Kiss. I don't know, man.
I don't know if anyone was taking video of pictures of him that night, but
I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh, let's try this. Kiss band member.
Put in Ace Frehley shooting trap.
Okay. Nope.
There's a guy with a gun.
There's a guy with. That's not Ace Frehley. What the hell is this? Getty Images. That's not Ace Frehley.
No. Oh well, we're boring the crap out of the audience.
Yeah, because Googling is great content.
Yeah, people love when you Google shit.
I was just gonna say something too. I can't fucking remember. All right, it probably didn't matter. But yeah, so VinnieTortorich.com. Everything that you have available, you can find there. Subscribe on iTunes. Fitness Confidential is the name of the podcast and the name of the book, which is still selling gloriously. Buy the vitamins when they're in stock.
They're in stock, right?
They
now.
are.
You can get them. Yeah,
they are. Okay.
Yeah, we had the B12 came out last week on the 1st. And literally, it blew out. We had no idea that it was going to be that big. We thought we had ordered way more than enough, but we really underestimated. But they're back in stock again. We're pushing them out as fast as we can. We're backfilling orders and everything else.
And that's the stuff you put underneath the tongue? Or if you really have a problem, you can snort it?
You can snort, yeah. You obviously listen to Corolla. He wants to snort my B12.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you mix it in with your Coke so you can get, the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you could get a kick and a kick.
There you go. Vinnie Tortorich, thank you so much, man. This is an absolute pleasure. I'm going to have you sign. I got one of these Jack Daniels bottles. I have everybody sign.
Oh, cool.
And at the end of when the bottle's full, I auction it off and all the money goes to a charity. This one is probably going to be somebody's medical GoFundMe page.
Cool.
Anything I can do to help. DJ Ashba is on this one, and Brittany Denaro, who was on last week from Vixen, she's on this one. Vinny will be on it. My guest next week will hopefully be Thomas Ian Nicholas from American Pie and Rookie of the Year, and he's got a band, and I can't say who's going to be in a couple of weeks, because if it actually happens, it's going to blow my fucking mind, and it's going to blow yours too. Let me cue the outro. Here we go. Do this so I can actually hear it. There we go. Thank you. It's been another great show. We'll see you next week. Make sure you check out facebook.com/another effing podcast. And Izzy Presley 1. Izzy_Presley is on the Twitter machine. And support the show monetarily. Izzy.Presley@gmail.com. I will see you next week. I do love you all. And kindly go fuck yourself.